Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome to this little review video for Trials of Apollo, the Tyrant's Tomb by Rick Riordan. I will just be giving you guys a summary of my thoughts that I felt and some things I be thinking after I've done reading this book. I got a lot of thoughts. Warning, this will be spoilers, so obviously if you haven't read Tyrant's Tomb, you should go read it. So first, obviously, we're in Camp Jupiter, so we see some of our Camp Jupiter faves. We've got Raina, Frank, and Hazel. First, let's talk about Raina. We been knew that a lot of the theories surrounding like her prophecy of like no demigod can heal her heart would be like, oh, maybe Apollo's gonna come in, sweep her off her feet, heal her heart, stuff like that. But no, it did not happen like that. But honestly, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed kind of how it played out. It was not really necessarily what I was expecting. I'm glad that Raina came to that conclusion about her own fate and her own destiny. I thought it was a good spin, and you know what? She don't need no man, so. However, the part about her like leaving the Legion and becoming one of the hunters, I felt like that was like a little rushed. Like she didn't really give any like sentimental speech, but I guess the Romans aren't that sentimental. But honestly, I was expecting a little bit more heartfelt moments because that had been such a big part of her life, and she just like pieced out and became a hunter, and like all of these things just happened so quickly, like Hazel becoming in charge, and like all of that happened a lot quicker than I expected. But it was still a great turn of events, but I just wish it was less rushed. I don't know. Now let's talk about Frank and Hazel. Let's talk about Frank first. Bro, Frank, he had gone through such growth and development since we've last seen him, which is fantastic. I love seeing Frank and how much he's grown. He's a leader now. He's doing all the big guy things, but some of the things that kind of worried me was he did act pretty reckless. Like Hazel had talked about it before we saw Frank's actual reckless behavior, and I thought that not necessarily was like out of character, but it was just like a lot. Like the scene where he was just like, let me just like fight these two guys by myself. I was like, bro, what? Bro, what? Apollo didn't even like object. He was literally gonna let him do it. Whatever. But I just felt like that was a lot, and I was kind of unexpected. It made sense in the end, but honestly I was just so nervous that we would lose another character. I was not ready for Frank to die too. Like if we lost Frank and Jason, I would have, that's it, this would have been burned. But also I loved Frank's relationship with Apollo. I thought like their little encounters were really cute. Hazel, I also love seeing Hazel. She has grown up so much, obviously that's understood, but what I loved about seeing all three of their stories, Frank, Raina, and Hazel, was that they have all like taken control of their own destinies and their own fates, and I thought that was like great character development and character growth, just showing them taking in charge of their own lives. Like each of the three characters have just like owned up to like what has happened to them and just have allowed those experiences to make them stronger, which I absolutely loved. We love character development and growth. New characters, I loved Lavinia. Yeah, she was fun, had a lot of fun. We got to see more of Meg and Apollo's relationship grow and just grow throughout the span of the series so far, which I love. I think that's really great. It shows like their sibling dynamic and their sibling relationship, which is really nice. Also seeing how much Apollo cares for his sister too, which I absolutely loved. Okay, so back to Jason. Jason's funeral happened in this book. That's just so sad. I think I talked about this in my reading Trials of Apollo, the Burning Maze for 24 hours reading vlog, but just the permanency of death is just so real now, because you think like after Heroes of Olympus and then when they fought the Titans and things like that, your favorite characters, they survive that battle, right? And they're all good and well and things have a happy ending, but then you see them now in this series and you're like, wait, shit, they're still in danger, there's still problems, and maybe they don't have a happy ending, which is what happened to Jason, which is so incredibly sad to me, because like as much as like I shit on Jason before, like that's still one of the seven, that's still like one of my favorite characters. It's one of the characters I grew up with, so seeing him die and just like thinking about that he's like actually dead, like he's dead, makes me so sad. And then also because I started reading these series at such a young age and then revisiting this world, it's great to be back in it. It brings me a lot of nostalgia and I love seeing these characters again. But like I said before, it just gives you a kind of a different perspective about how these characters, they technically have lives outside of these pages of the books, and they're still in danger because they're fighting constantly all the time as demigods. And these stories just show that they can still die, and that makes me sad. That makes me so sad. But what I do have to say is that throughout these 4 books so far in the series, I loved seeing each of our favorite demigods come back and play a little part in Apollo's life, even though they didn't all necessarily play major parts. Like Percy had a very minuscule role in the first book, but we still got to see him, we still got to see that he was okay. Some other characters not so much, but I'm glad that we got to revisit them and, you know, hang out with them a little bit longer. It's just so sad. But yeah. So far, all in all, love the Trials of Apollo series so far, really fun, but it's just also incredibly sad. It's a good time, but also it's a sad time. But I'm really excited to read the next book and become even sadder. Like, I was legit losing my mind when, like, the battles seem a lot realer for some reason, maybe because I'm older, I don't know. But, yo, when Dawn the Fawn, bro, I was losing it. I was legit losing it. Rick Riordan just brings me so much sadness. I'm just sad. But yeah, those are all my thoughts. Obviously I rated this a 5 out of 5 stars, so. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Check out some of my other Percy Jackson related videos, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!